Hello students, with continuation with our previous lecture on obtaining the closed form solution. Now we are going to solve one numerical on this inverse kinematic problem. So for this we have already discussed the five steps, and just see the importance of this arctan2 function. What is the importance of this arctan2 function in case of robotics? Why we use in our robotics. So then finally we have an inverse transformation approach. Now we are going to solve one numerical on this, that is articulated arm inverse kinematic problem. We have already done this part in the previous lectures, where we have solved this for the direct kinematic modeling. In direct kinematic modeling, you obtained this outer configuration, the space configuration you find out using these joint variables theta1, theta2 and theta3. Here we have a 3 joint variables. That means it can rotate about this axis like this, it can rotate like this theta2, or this will be rotate like this theta3. So in this case I have a 3. Basically the degree of freedom will define or number of link will define the degree of freedom, or so the joint variables also, the 1, 2 and 3. I have a 3 joint variables theta1, theta2 and theta3. So the main target or main we can say the thing which we want to know is the theta1, theta2, theta3 for a particular configuration or for a particular point. To reach this particular point, let's say P, what should be the value of theta1, theta2 and theta3? That is the main question in this case. That is the inverse kinematic problem, and that can be solved by inverse transformation approach, which we have already discussed the guidelines for it. We have studied the guidelines how to solve this. The algorithm we have seen. So now we are going to solve this. So this we have already done in the last lectures. This is a transformation matrix from 0 to 1, transformation matrix from 1 to 2, and from 2 to 3 we have obtained using this table. This table is prepared using the Renavit-Hartenberg notation. This is a direct kinematic modeling part. Using this table you find this 3 transformation matrix. So transformation matrix 0 to 1 contains only theta1, 1 to 2 contain only theta2, and 2 to 3 contain only theta3. So theta1, theta2, theta3 are my joint variables, and the variables in our present case, and that what we want to know. Basically this L1, L2, L3 are the links, basically link length, so these are the link length L1, L2, L3, and theta1, theta2, theta3 are the joint variables. So this C1 means cosine of theta1, sine of theta1, cosine of theta1 and so on. Length of link 2, length of link 3, like this. So you will obtain a final transformation matrix by multiplying the 3, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. You multiply all this, you will get a complete homogeneous transformation matrix in a combined form, where I have already told C1 means cos theta1, whereas C23 means cos of theta2 plus theta3. So like this you will obtain overall transformation matrix. In the last case, you know this matrix, you know what is theta1, you know theta2 and theta3, but you want to know some different configuration, some different point corresponding to this theta2, theta3, what should be the final point you will go. So that is what we already know, but now the case is different. Now you want to know this theta1, theta2, theta3. So this is my unknown matrix. This is my unknown matrix, out of which this 3 by 3 is a rotation matrix, and this will be my displacement matrix. So overall I will have a 12 equations, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3 rows, total 12. So total 12 equations are there, and you have to solve this 12 equation for the 6 known we already know. This is what I will have, the known matrix. Let's say this is the end point. I already know that. I already know what is R12, R12, R11, R13. This is a known parameters. Every parameter, all these parameters we already know. This is a known matrix, and this is the unknown matrix. Now equating these two, now I have to go for the algorithm part, which step I have to follow first and then move further. Now see, when I talk about this, but firstly I have to identify that parameters which are single one there, which consist of among all the elements which consisting of single variable. So there are many elements, this s1 c1 I can take, because I can take s23 or c23 because it is nothing but a sine of theta 2 plus theta 3 cos of theta 2 plus theta 3. So I have two options for this, either I will go for s1 or either I will go for c1. But as I said earlier also, in point number C you can see that we have to work rather than on tan theta, not on a sine or cosine, but you have to work on tan, or in tan also you have to use arctan2 part that will give you the complete information about the orientation of our joint variable. So that means I have to find out, let's say that means I have to find out that element or that element where I will get the tan term. That I can get that tan term using this also, sine by cos. That means this 2 1, this by this by this I can also obtain, because this factor will cancel out, this and this will cancel out, you can get the tan theta term. Or this by this you can also get, because this is a constant term that will be cancelled out, and you will get the tan theta 1 by sine theta 1 by cos theta 1. So again, the among all 1 2 3 4 pairs which you are going to use. Now remember the D point D we have discussed. In that point what you have seen is, firstly you are prefer this last matrix, that will give you the simplest result among all the other matrices. So that means, let's say we will start with this part. That means I divide this equation, this by this equation, that means it will be equal to R24 by R14. In the next slide I can see. So I have taken these two elements, and I have taken the ratio of this one by this one, R24 by R14, and you will find out this s1 by c1, that will equal to R24 by R14. This we already know, this is a constant values, and this sine theta 1 by cos theta 1 will be equal to tan theta 1, and inverse will be a tan 2. Don't forget to write this a tan 2. This is a very important term in robotic part. The reason I have already told you. So that means this is what you have to calculate, and that means theta 1 now is known to you. That is the first step you have done for solving this. Now when we move further, I want to calculate theta 2 and theta 3. Now I will go for my inverse transformation approach. Now I can go for it, because I have I have a 3 parameters. Now I have a, let's say 0 to 1 I only have a theta 1, 1 to 2 I have a theta 2, 2 to 3 I have a theta 3. So what I have done is I have shifted this 2 to 3 to right hand side, and then now my left hand side will only consisting of theta 1 and theta 2. That means this part is a function of theta 1 and theta 2, and this part is a function of constant as well as theta 3. So that means now I have separated out these two terms. So I know what is 2t3, this one, and also we know that the inverse can be calculated using this formula. Now after applying this formula to this equation, you will get this transformation inverse matrix. So this you already know. So that means 0 to 1 theta 1, 1 to 2 is only a function of theta 2, and now you have shifted this 2 to 3 to right hand side, and that means now on the left hand side you only have the function of theta 1 and theta 2, and right hand side function of constant theta 3. This will you obtain. Now it is a function of only theta 1 and theta 2, and it is a function of only theta 3 and all the constant term. Now again follow the same steps. You have to find out the terms which are basically give you the tan term, or which is very simple to simplify. So firstly let's say go for this part. Let's always start with the D part, identify this D part. If I equate this part to this part, then this part to this part, last part to that part, you will obtain this equation. Now squaring and adding these two terms, you will have c1 square by c1 square plus sine square theta, that will be equal to 1, and on the left hand side you will get c2 square l2 square c2 square, and is equal to square term of this. So this is what you have now. So squaring the first two terms, so squaring and adding first two terms, you will get this term. So why you have taken this, basically because you can see in every term, in every right hand side term, let's say this term or this term, it all consists of a theta 3 terms that are variables. But when you see the last term, when you see the last term or the second last term, these are the constants, these are the constants. This column is constant, completely constant, and this column consists of a theta uh, so theta 3, and so now you will get that theta that L3 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 L3. That means this is a length, that length of a link is fixed, that we already know. That means this is also a constant term, this is also a constant term, but we prefer only the displacement matrix. So that means we go for the first, compare this one, then compare this one, and then compare this one. You will get these three equations. Now squaring and adding first two terms, you will get this term. Now L2C2 you know from this, and L2S2 from this third equation. Dividing this equation by this equation, you will get tan theta 2. That means theta 2 you now obtain. Now the only thing left is theta 3. That can be done by different way, but simply you have taken for theta 3, just divide by sin theta 3 by cos theta 3. That means R31 by R32, you will get R31 by R32, you will get simply theta 2 plus theta 3, because this is nothing but a tan sin theta 2 plus theta 3 cos theta 2 plus theta 3. That means theta 2 plus theta 3 will be equal to a tan. So theta 3 will be obtained like this. Theta 2 you already know. So in this way you have obtained all the angles theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. So the above solution is one of the possible set of expression, because we have several options. Among several options, we have taken this type of orientation, and you have find out certain theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. Let's say you have taken rather than taken last column, you have taken the first column to equate, then also you can get the answer, but that answer will be different from this answer. So you have a multiple solution, and this multiple solution is only because you have a trigonometric functions, transcendental functions, that includes a non-linearity, and non-linearity is not having a single solution, it have a multiple solution. So multiple solution can be obtained by considering different elements. So this is a way you have solved this solution, or this question of articulated robot. So in this way you can do some other problem also, that we are going to do in future classes also. So thanks and have a nice day. With next class we are going to start with the dynamic part of it.